Perhaps the most important adjustment you can make to your compressor is the Q bias adjustment. The Q bias is the only adjustment that directly affects the compression response of your compressor. If you had to perform only one adjustment, this is the one you should do. Start by setting the controls of your compressor as follows. Turn the input control fully off or counterclockwise. The output control goes up about 3/4 of the way. The exact setting of the knobs isn't particularly critical, as you'll see later. If you've been following along with the original manual, at this point you'll notice that the setting suggested for the attack knob is fully counterclockwise. In fact, the position of this knob will make little difference to the calibration of your compressor. But the reason they suggest the knob be set in that position is because on the original unit, the attack knob can also be used to switch the compression off. Because the DIY rotary switch version has the gain reduction off switch, or bypass, integrated into the rotary meter knob, we need a way to turn off the gain reduction without affecting the meter operation. You can do this by shorting pad 22 on the main PCB to ground. This effectively takes the gain reduction circuit out of action without disabling the meter. Continue by setting the release knob fully clockwise. Note that if correctly wired, this setting will give you the shortest release time, not the longest as you might imagine. A short release is handy so that there isn't a delay between your turning the trimmer and seeing a change in your measurements. Set the compression ratio to 20:1. Confirm that the meter switch is set to VU or +4, and set the Q bias adjustment to fully off, the position that places the wiper closest to ground. Apply a 1 kHz 0 dBu signal to the input. The frequency and level of the input signal isn't particularly important. Anywhere around 1K and 0.775 volts RMS should be fine. Now turn up the input control until the VU meter reads +1. You may need to adjust the output control as well to get a precise reading. Finally, we're ready for the actual adjustment. Slowly adjust the Q bias control until a drop of 1 dB occurs and the meter reads 0 VU. This places the gain reduction FET slightly into conduction, which is precisely what we want.